Hey guys, welcome back to Dark Expeditions. I'm Brandon, and today I brought you guys to the Penrose Library here at Whitman College. And today we're going to be looking at the Walla Walla KKK archives. Thank you. Okay, guys, so right now we're in the archives room of Penrose Library, and we are getting into the archives box of the KKK here in Walla Walla. The first folder that I see here in the box is the KKK prescript of 1912. Um, it made me kind of wonder because 1915 is where the second wave of the KKK started and spread out to here. Um, so it's a little bit too early. But when you look at it, it's from a published thing from Louisiana State University telling about the whole KKK and what it should consist of. So let's look through here. It's a bunch of prescripts, and it's basically telling about the whole order. It talks about titles of the clan, territory and divisions, powers and duties of officers. It talks about the Grand Wizard, the Grand Dragon, Grand Titan, Grand Giant, Grand Cyclops, Grand Magi, Grand Monk, Grand Esquire, Grand Turk, Grand Scribe, Grand Centennial, the staff, election of officers. It goes into the whole thing, so that's what's in folder number 1, and that was published by Louisiana State University. Okay, guys, so right here I got the second folder that's in the box right here. It is called KKK Application Materials, Earlier 20th Century. When I go into it here, the first thing I see is this card right here. It says non silba sed anthar, whatever that means. It basically states that, like, you need to be more American, and if you're a real man, you're gonna come join the KKK. That's what this card is. And then right here, we have a slip right here. You can sign your name, address, occupation, you know, business addresses and stuff. It's basically addressing to the imperial wizard of the Invisible Empire. That's what they called themselves, the KKK. It was the Invisible Empire. So just another, application slip. Right here, you see Tillamook Clan number 8, Realm of Oregon. In Oregon, the KKK second wave was very severe. They say that in their history, but it was also over here in Washington. We're just trying to find more of it. So yeah, another score sheet of whatever. Really crazy. Right here, you have a big sheet. It's like a questionnaire. This also goes to the Imperial Wizard. And right here, petition for citizenship in the Invisible Empire. So, like, if you're going to become your own citizen within the KKK. I still haven't seen anything specifically to Walla Walla, but if we go back here, look at it says Atlanta, Georgia. That's where the second wave of the KKK was actually started. That Stone Mountain. All right, guys. So getting into this third file right here is called the Observer KKK Walla Walla Union Bulletin 1999. That's what it is labeled on here. When I get into it, first thing I see is an article from the Union Bulletin. Historians research Klan in Walla Walla area. This article basically talks about how these historians were researching into the Jewish community and came across the Dayton Days parade picture about the Klan. That's actually the first piece of information that I saw about the Klan around in this area, so that's pretty cool. Right here, see. Where did I see? Oh, yeah. 400 attend Klan banquet. Delegations from Pasco, Pendleton, Milton, and Dayton were guests last night at the banquet given by the members of the Walla Walla KKK, at which 400 persons were present. Both the women's and men's organizations being represented. A program of speeches and musical numbers, both vocal and instrumental, were given. So you see that that shows another piece of evidence that Walla Walla had a KKK. And it was really a thing for a lot of people to come do if you're white and you want to be in the community. Like that's what they did. They gathered a bunch of people and they're like, hey, come over here, check it out, see what's going on. And the rest of the stuff is from the KKK in LeGrand. We won't get into that right now. On a little bit of a time crunch, but let's move on to the next folder. All right, guys, so sorry for the scene change, but as we were getting into another folder, and when we stopped recording, the person working the archives room stopped us and told us that we cannot be recording this research material and posting it because it's like they don't own the copyright to it or whatever. I don't know. I just feel like it's public records, I should be able to post what I find, and I will. So yeah, I took a bunch of pictures of everything, and I'll get back to you. All right, guys. So right now we are inside the Walla Walla County Fairgrounds. I brought you guys here today because in my notes from the archive, I'll put it in the video after this, but I found that there was a few meetings here from the KKK. The first one I found was 400 people. And the other one that I found was 3,000 people attending. And, that doesn't mean that they're all KKK people. I know for the 3,001 they mentioned it was 100 KKK members for sure. But at the 3,000 attendance one, they were initiating men and women KKK members. And where the flagpole was, that's where they burnt the cross, and then they erected the flagpole right after. So we're going to go look for the flagpole right now. Okay, so we looked over here. There's a flagpole over here, usually. All right, guys, so right here, we are right here in all the dirt and stuff. You can see the other flagpoles right there. That looks newer. There might have been an older flag there, but who knows? But there's another flag right there. All right, guys, so I brought you to downtown Walla Walla at the new park development here, where it shows the facade of the old Oddfellows temple. You can see all the old pictures in it and stuff. I just think it's really interesting because in the documents it shows that the KKK had their meetings at the Oddfellows temple. And stuff, and now this is the purpose of it. But after that meeting and stuff, meetings here, there is a document in one of the meetings. They went to the Keeler Grand building after and initiated some people. So we're going to be going there now, and I'll show you what's left. All right, guys, so right now we are at the Keeler Grand building. I want to show you what's left. This is where they came after their meeting to initiate more people. And it used to extend a lot more out. I'll put a picture in, but you know, this is it's just kind of crazy. Everyday spots where you see and you don't really know that it was incorporated in some parts of history. It's really interesting to figure out. So yeah, this is what else we found. All right, guys. So I just want to give some closing statements to the video. I'm gonna end it here, but I showed what I could, or uh, you know, I was told I can't show it, but I'm showing it anyways. Hopefully, I don't get in trouble for it. Um, I want to say that I don't really have a side due to the lack of evidence. I can't really, definitely say, oh, um, I believe them or I believe that. What I do know though is that there's more to the story, and not everything is being shown. So I showed what I could, and yeah, thank you.